Hi guys, welcome to Chris Ryan Golf. We are again at the Belfry. We're in the tailor-made fitting suite today, and we're going to do a video on why maybe you struggle to set the wrists in the backswing. It's not a problem we see day in, day out, but there are golfers out there who are struggling to set the wrists. They're going to fall into two categories really. We'll go through those now, and then we'll go through okay, maybe what's happening in the golf swing to maybe cause you to be in these positions. So we get the one golfer who would just generally not set the wrists at all. So we get maybe the arms moving back, we get a decent amount of rotation, but we don't quite get enough angle between the lead arm and the golf club. And then the other type of golfer who struggles to set the wrists also, and what they will do is they will create a fullish golf swing by flexing the lead arm. So we can see how that club gets to about parallel to the ground, give or take, but I've had to flex my lead arm in order to do that. Both of these golfers are probably not generating as much power and as much speed as they could because of those two things that we've just spoken about. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through maybe why that's happening, and if you find that you fall into one of those two categories, this video might be, well, hopefully it'll be quite helpful for you, and it might give you some ideas on to where to look to find the sort of root cause of the problem. Let's just take my normal starting position. Just so I've got a 7-iron here, and I'm just going to go halfway back into my golf swing and just create a full wrist set. Just get myself facing the camera there. So I'm just going to go halfway into my backswing and just create what's hopefully going to be a fullish wrist set. Okay, so I think we'd all be fairly happy that I've got about a 90-degree angle there between my lead arm and the golf club. Now, if I was to just take the golf club away and open up my hand, okay, take the golf club away. So what you can see here is that my fingers are about parallel to my lead arm. Okay, so there's no real difference in what my fingers are looking like and what my lead arm is looking like. So if I was to just relax my arm completely and just stand this way, you can see how in a relaxed position, my fingers are also parallel to my forearm. So if we were to class that as a neutral position, when I get to this point halfway back, I'm also in a neutral position. So my wrist really isn't any different halfway back to what it would be if I was just standing normally. So when we talk about wrist set, what we're actually saying here is that the wrist set in a golf swing will only happen if we create it at the setup. So if I take my lead arm, we're saying that's in its neutral position, fingers are parallel to the forearm, my hand goes onto the golf club this way. Okay, and then I hold the golf club. So the wrist set I created was actually at setup. What I've done here is I've wrist set this way, pointing my fingers more through my legs, which allows me to put the handle on correctly. Then, when I move my wrist back to its normal position, okay, take the club away, that's its normal position, and we had wrist set. So for those golfers who are really struggling to set the wrist on the backswing, there is a very, very good chance that when you're placing your hand on, the golf club is too much up through the palm. Okay, so you can see that there. My golf club went too much up through the palm of my hand, and I didn't actually create enough of that setting at the start. Okay, if I don't create anything at the setup, I've got nowhere for that golf club to go into the backswing. My two options are going to be the ones we saw at the start, where I don't get any wrist set, or it comes from that lead arm flex. So if you feel that you are the kind of golfer who is struggling to get that club set in the backswing, you find that your lead arm's breaking down quite a lot, this is going to be something to look at. We often see this with beginners. Those are golfers who are fairly new to the game, tend to feel more comfortable putting the club much higher in the hand, okay? If I open up my hand, you can see my fingers are pointing more down towards the ground. We want to feel that the fingers are pointing more between your legs, so the golf club is being held more in the fingers, and then from there, I should be able to go up to about a horizontal position with the club shaft, and all my hand is doing at this point is actually going back to its more neutral position, okay? So the wrist set, as I say, is happening here. So wrist set, place the hands on, wrist set, place the hands on. That allows me that range of motion in here. So we often look at this backswing position and we find that the club is maybe out of position here, or the lead arm is flexed, etc., etc. It's going right back to the setup to find the root cause of that problem. There is no point telling that golfer to keep your lead arm straight and create some wrist set if the grip is not being positioned correctly at the start. And that's what we see quite commonly. And I say, it tends to happen with beginners. They tend to feel more comfortable with that club higher up in the hand, less in the fingers. Go and have a look at your grip. It may well be that that is the cause of what's happening at the top of your backswing. If we can get the grip in a better position, you will find it much easier to set those wrists this way into the backswing, get a little bit more control of the golf club, because the weight of the club head is more above my hands rather than being out here. That feels that the club weighs a lot more This feels like the club weigh's a lot lighter. That's going to give us more control of the backswing. Probably going to find we get a better structure top of our backswing, and ultimately that's going to help us hit some better golf shots. Let me go ahead and hit a couple. As I said, I've just got a 7-iron here, so I'm going to make sure that, as I say, my wrist set is correct there. That allows me that range of motion in the backswing, and I should be able to get a decent position. Okay, felt pretty good. Just hit one more. So again, double check that grip. Should allow me to set the wrist in the backswing. Okay, and again, pretty good. So if you find that your lead arm is flexing, or you find that you're not creating enough wrist set in the backswing, check the grip. Go back to basics. Check that grip. Make sure it's in the fingers. See if you've got that wrist set correctly at the setup. That's going to allow you to achieve the things that you want to achieve in the backswing. It will give you better quality of shots. It will probably give you more distance, and it's generally going to give you better control over the direction. If we can get those things, we ultimately should play some better golf. Okay, so thanks for watching the video, guys. If you liked it, please click the like button. If you've got any comments, it can be about this video or any other videos you'd like me to do, post those in the boxes down below. And if you haven't done already, then please click the subscribe button as well as a description. There's a link in the description, so you can just click on that and that'll take you to my subscription page. It'll just mean you get free access to the videos. Okay, so thanks again for watching, guys, and we will see you again next time.